Arkansas is known for world-class fly fishing and has been for quite some time. We are also known for our Razorbacks. Today we go to the vault and blend the two together for an experience with a nationally known guide and a nationally known Razorback. Welcome to this edition of Arkansas's Great Outdoors. For a small state, Arkansas regularly punches above its weight in some very significant areas. We have some blue ribbon trout streams which draw anglers and photographers from all over the world. And when our Razorbacks are playing well, those hog calls can be heard all over the country. And one of those players who achieved great notoriety on the football field is also quite accomplished on a trout stream. About 10 years ago, we matched up two legends on a couple of trout streams outside of Mountain Home. Let's look back at this great day on the water with two great outdoorsmen.
Okay, you do those?
Yeah, I do need some of those. I don't have that color. Let's get a couple of those.
And a few soft tackles are good, some scuds. Scuds imitate, that.
I've got scuds. Yeah, I've got scuds. If you call the dams, we know what kind of water?
Yeah, what they've done today, they've kept one on the White River, which is not bad. For wade fly fishing, we can do one.
Right.
The North Fork's still running a little bit high.
Yeah.
The plan is, according to the computer model and everything, if they stay with it, is that the North Fork will shut back. We're kind of targeting to go over there. We've got some great areas and some good fish there, but we're gonna fish the White to start with. Kind of see how that plays out anyway with one generator, and it's really even not a full one generator, so it ought to have the fish pretty active.
Dwayne Hayda is today's guide. He is one of the top fly fishing authorities in the state of Arkansas, a state known for great fly fishing. Dwayne adds an extra dimension to the water. He's an accomplished artist. His Rivertown Gallery is a must-visit destination in the town of Mountain Home, and his works can be seen everywhere, from the gallery to the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, even the fly shop we visited this morning. That's Dwayne's work. Chuck Dykes is one of the most decorated athletes in the history of the University of Arkansas. He was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 1999. He led his Razorbacks to victory in the 1969 Sugar Bowl and is a two-time All-American. His passion for catching touchdown passes is just like his passion for catching trout on the fly, except you don't spike the fish. Here is today's field of play, the White River in Cotter, Arkansas.
Come around. You put this off out. Fish on, attaboy. All right.
There we go.
A lot of times those little rainbows will, come right in. They're pretty aggressive, but hey, good deal. Hey,
That's one.
Yeah. A nice consolation prize.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. It's just kind of like pregame warm-up.
There you go. Different parts of the river, the rainbows that stay in here for a while will kind of develop that coloration of the stream bed. It's pretty cool. Got him set up.
He hit it pretty good too.
Job. Okay, take your time. Good job.
Yeah.
All right, fish on. Still looking for that big brown, but that's all right.
Yeah, another nice little rainbow.
Yeah, the river's full of those. And
White River rainbow.
Sure. A guy can come here and expect to just have a banner day catching a lot of these. There he is. Oh, you got him? There you go. There's a little drop off there.
Must be, they're holding right behind it. Yeah.
It's part of reading the river. A lot of people will just come out and randomly cast, but these fish are, hey, a little jumper there.
They like the egg.
Well, we're a little bit past the spawning time, but they've still got that in their head that, plus rainbows are just curious fish, especially, there you go. And the good thing about these tailwaters, we're looking for a big double-digit brown like everybody else, but there's lots of action between. So there you go, good drift. Put them in there. I'm a trained eye. You know, I don't have really good vision, but I know what I'm looking for, and it's just like you and what you do. You know, I do this every day, so I'm looking for fish. And if I can spot a fish, then we're going to fish to that fish. And we have a little bit, but right now we're in what we call a run, okay? Yeah. A long riffle-like area, but it's braided into different currents. And there, interruption. Hey, those rainbows, they can't stand that, can they?
That was great presentation right there, wasn't it?
Downstream tight line. That's not what we're talking about, but it works sometimes. But what we're trying to do is divide these runs into lanes, and because not all the currents are the same speed. And if you get across several different currents, it's impossible to get a good natural drift. And that's so important on these fish, especially the big fish, is to get a nice dead drift, natural mending is and stacking mends, and you know, to keep that. There he is. Looky there, it worked.
That's a nice fish.
All right, way to go.
Feels nice, right?
Yeah, way to go. But see, you presented it right. You followed the bubble line, and a lot of people come out here and they want to win a casting contest, you know, and man, milk out this lane, then step over, milk out that lane, and there you go.
Yeah,
another typical rainbow.
Yeah, they're all related.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hey.
Dwayne and Chuck are just getting warmed up. When we come back, we have a safety tip specifically for you fly anglers or anyone who wants to fish while in the water. We will also change waterways and let a cameraman get in on the fishing action. Arkansas's Great Outdoors is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers, by Visit Hot Springs, America's first resort, by the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, by Vexus Boats, and by Certified Arkansas Baitfish, the safe bait. One of the great elements of fly fishing is wading in the water. It's a very peaceful and serene experience making the casts at water level and then landing a fish. At least it should be if you take some precautions to make sure you are able to focus on the fish. Here's a specific fly fishing tip brought to you by our friends at the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas.
Topic for today is death, or more importantly, how to avoid it. We're talking about streamside safety. John Garrett, one of my favorite authors, once wrote, "The death really cuts into your fly fishing," and that's true. We got some simple rules for water safety we want to cover today. One, we want to make sure that you fish with a buddy. Always take somebody along that you know can haul you out if the worst happens. Secondly, before you ever enter water, you want to know the depth and the speed of that water. You want to know what the bottom is like. Know the bottom. Is it pebbles? Is it river rock? Is it sand? Is it gravel? How firm is it? Is it muddy? You want to know that before you enter into it. I have a rule of thumb when it comes to deep water. If the water's going above my thighs, I'm taking a wading staff. Never underestimate your sense of balance. Understand that when you first enter moving water, it's barely moving at all. The further out you get, the faster it's moving, and the more water you have coming against you. Be prepared for that. I know I've fallen, I've filled the waders, and I've needed help up. It can happen to even the very best fly fishers.
Now that we've got that settled, let's get back to Razorback Chuck Dicus and Dwayne Hayda on the White River.
You know, I love to teach people. I'm fishing today through you, you know, and so, you know, I'm watching every drift, and, you know, and I'm yelling out, you know, hit him and all that, because I feel.
Well, like I told you, I take the good coaching now, so
well,
if you're a good coach, we ought to be able to catch some fish.
No pressure. No pressure.
Fishing with Dwayne is Chuck Dicus, a former football star who has turned his passion from the gridiron to the trout streams.
I don't know, there's a couple of things that I don't know being an athlete really helps you with.
Okay.
Golf is one of them. I've never been able to play the game of golf.
Yeah.
But fly fishing is maybe another one, because I'm very well self-taught at this.
Sure.
I started fishing this river a little over 20 years ago.
Right.
And you know, I watched all the shows and read all the books, and I think that if there is a correlation between let's say football,
okay,
you know, is that, you know, you've got to get prepared.
Right.
You know, you've got to practice, and if you don't practice, you're not going to get any better. And I think practice in this sport is just as important as it is in football.
And practice right techniques and all, you know, so
Absolutely.
You're always improving. And
yeah, and get instruction.
Yep, you game. Nice. Good technique, good drift, paid off. Just might be a little cutthroat there possibly. Let's see. Nope, he's a rainbow. And he's a little rainbow.
Yes.
Now, if we were in the Smoky Mountains or something, we'd call that big. Here it's just below average, but that's all right.
Yep.
Good read, good drift.
Yep.
He ain't big, but hey, it worked.
Yeah.
Very nice. Right in those pockets. Yep, 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 yep. Good job. Milk him out.
That's a golden.
Yeah, he's got a lot of color on him. He's a rainbow. He's just more, more colored up, kind of yellowish.
Sure is. Yeah.
And that's good. Hey, not bad. Yes. No. Try just a rod length out in front of you. Just right in,
Okay.
right off this edge of the riffle. Nice, nice. Just
Right
hold it
there.
up, see what happens. Get it under your fingers so you can strike quick. There you go. Why not catch the one in front of you, huh? Casting across the river.
I think they'll be feeding at our feet here in a minute, won't they?
yeah.
So many times we make life more difficult than it needs to be. Rather than casting across the river, take the fish close by. It's a good lesson for life as well as fishing. When we come back, more lessons and some larger fish. Arkansas's Great Outdoors is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers, by Visit Hot Springs, America's first resort, by the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, by Vexus Boats, and by Certified Arkansas Baitfish, the safe bait.
We were shooting and we had a quick rain shower pop up, so I thought this would be a great time to share some hiking in the rain tips. This is why pre-packing and saving for a rainy day is such a good idea. Always have a rain jacket in your back and also extra socks. It is a game changer when you have wet feet and you find an extra pair of socks in your backpack. Don't let the rain showers deter you from having a great time on the trails. There's lots of things that come out in the rain, slugs, bugs, things I really enjoy. But you also want to stay safe. Avoid going near creeks where there could be a potential flash flood, and also don't go for those grandiose views. We don't want to be caught at the top of a mountain in a lightning storm.
Thank you, Mallory, and thank you, Bad Boy Mowers. We appreciate their support of the outdoors. They help our lawns look great, they do it in style, and we can do the work quickly enough that we can spend even more time outside, such as fishing in northern Arkansas. Let's rejoin Dwayne Hayda and Chuck Dykus for some lessons on sight fishing. Now, Dwayne will be the first to tell you that he doesn't have great eyes, but they are trained eyes. I've stood side by side with him on a river, and he will see 10 fish while I'm barely focusing on one. He uses his well-trained eyes to help this duo land some bigger fish.
That's a little pocket there. There could have been a fish in there, but see this wake we're pushing, let's just ease up, because if that goes over the top of them, man, they're gone. Gotta glide through the water nice and easy. Okay, you have to lead him a little more. You're casting too much on top of him. You got a fish, you got a fish, you got a fish. Nice one, nice one, nice one, nice brown. Hallelujah. Easy, let him run, let him run. Coming right at you, keep it up. Let him run. Oh, hello. You know what happened? He turned and shook his head, and I think he cut it with his teeth. When he turned around, I could see that mouth doing like that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Teeth just cut it.
That was a 20-inch brown, buddy. Look at that, just like a pair of scissors.
Wow. Well, here's fish. Probably a little rainbow.
There you go. Rainbow.
Nice job.
Tell you what, come on down here and let's net him. There we go. There we go. He's decent. He's not huge, but he's decent. Got some shoulders on him. Look at that. Almost had him in, and he just after that last one, I'm a little bit paranoid. That other one just kicked my butt and kept going. Looky there. Hey, you showed up about the right time, man. That's what White River fish are all about. That's beautiful.
The duo caught some small fish at the beginning. Now they've found some larger fish, so it's time to move to a new area. An area that's so plentiful, Dwayne actually trades places with one of our cameramen. That's coming up in our next segment. But first, let's show another installment of the Vexus boat story. It's a great illustration of what happens when the best minds in the industry bring the best innovations in a continual quest to build the best boat.
Vexus performance is not just one single attribute, it's an entire package.
Hole shot's really important. Shallow water draft and maneuverability is important. We want our boats to turn like they're on rails.
How convenient is the boat to use when you're on and off the water? All those things, to me, tie into the label performance.
The wide open space of the cockpit and the wide open space of the front deck gives you room to maneuver throughout the day, whether it be you, a co-angler, or you and your kids.
You can pull skiers with it, inner tubes. You can do whatever you want with it.
A good friend of mine's owned over 55 boats. He's owned 3 Vexus. He said it's the greatest thing that I've ever fished from. And he said, you guys knocked it out of the ballpark.
We say compare, get in the boat and ride. We can all talk about how well our boats ride, but we're not afraid to have people get in the boat and you tell us.
No questions asked. Best boat I've ever been in.
It's a boat that's going to surprise the heck out of you.
I'd say go for it, and you're not going to regret it.
Come and ride in one. I'm telling you, they'll make a believer out of it.
Arkansas's Great Outdoors is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers, by Visit Hot Springs, America's first resort, by the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, by Vexus Boats, and by Certified Arkansas Baitfish, the safe. There's a saying that trout don't live in ugly places, and in Arkansas that's especially true. We are so blessed with so many wonderful places to enjoy trout fishing. During this episode, we've been looking back at one of my favorite trips, fishing with Dwayne Hayda, a world-renowned fly guide and angler, and Chuck Dicus, a Razorback All-American athlete who later in life traded his football cleats for a fly rod, and on this episode enjoyed some more quality time in the Ozarks. Now the duo has left the White River and is headed down to the Norfolk River to see what's biting.
We're on a stretch of river that's kind of between, we're in the catch-release zone, okay? And I like that because there's quality fish here. And this stretch of river is just packed with fish. So we're up above the Ackerman access a ways and down in below the old McClellan farm and fishing some of these shoals. You can look out here, there's a lot of midge activity starting, and that's just going to progress as it normally does. You can see rising fish. Although we're not going to fish dries yet. We're still going to go, we're going to go a little micro egg and then put a little midge pupa. A little bead head like a ruby midge or a zebra midge. Those work good. And fish them as midge nymphs first.
All right.
And the egg, just because a lot of those big fish, these fish spawned early here a month or so ago, okay? But there's still a lot of eggs in the water, okay? And it's just a bright underwater indicator that you can see and they can see, and it works.
and mostly rainbows in this stretch?
Well, there's browns, rainbows, cutthroats, and occasionally a brook trout. So, you know, the big thrill here is catching a grand slam, all 4 species, and it does happen. There we go. He ate the little midge there, Chuck. This was good fish. And good quality. Oh, look at you, man. Hey, hey, good deal, Chuck. Oh, started to bend and he was there. Look at you, double, double, double. Just put the camera on tripod and everybody get a rod. I tell you, as an artist, I just don't ever tire of the colors on a rainbow trout. That's just, I mean, that is a palette of color that is just incredible. There you go. Way to go, Chuck. You know, we're in a great stretch of water, and Tyler, my goodness, why not catch some fish? You want to try this a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, we're rigged and ready to go. Let's trade places. See where the fast water comes around behind the stump? Yep. Let's walk that way. Go hunt a fish. Yeah, you're good. Make a back cast. Just jerk that line all the way back behind you. Okay? Very nice. Get ready. You're going to catch one there. Be ready. Okay. There you go. Looky here. Hallelujah.
Attaboy, Tyler.
Easy. Now play them slowly. Take your time. Enjoy that.
Pull it with
you pull. You have get the line under your trigger finger so you have control. Start lifting.
There we go. Keep him up there.
All right. Keep him up top. All right. That's a good fish. Good fish, Tyler. Number 1. See how pretty he is. All right. Lay him down in the water and let him go.
Tyler had a great time, and after we finished shooting the show, all of us got a little time casting and catching. One of the things that makes Dwayne Hayda a fascinating Arkansas outdoorsman is his artistry. He not only knows how to catch the fish, he knows how to capture the fish and the memory with paint and a canvas. At the end of our day on the water, Dwayne painted the scene we'd just fished.
Well, it's kind of getting down towards the good fishing time, but also good painting time. We got the light kind of coming out across this pool, and it's sort of that kind of reminiscent of a Winslow Homer scene here. Got a nice dark reflection off of that hill over there. Some nice big sycamore and pine trees. Got an angler out here and that line captured in the light. So that's going to be my subject matter. So I'm just going to kind of look here and frame it up in my viewfinder and see how I want to crop this out.
We hope you enjoyed this special look back at 2 Arkansas icons enjoying iconic Arkansas waterways. Now you can do the same thing. If you're already a skilled fly angler, we have great places to fish all over the state. And if you aren't skilled yet, hire a guide. They love to teach, and you will gain confidence quickly and appreciate a whole new way to enjoy Arkansas's great outdoors. We thank you for watching.